Hi, welcome to another video. So, I have been experimenting a lot these days with multiple things, and some of them that I find interesting, I try to share. One of these things is today's video, because probably most of you should really use this. Today, I'll be talking about how you can use ShadCN to build UIs rapidly and even better, while saving money with your AI coder, which is what everyone wants. Now, most of you may know about ShadCN, but actually, many people don't. And that's why I thought to talk about this. It is basically a reusable component library for almost all kinds of frameworks, including Next, which is what we generally use when doing AI coding. It just uses Radix and Tailwind under the hood, but is basically a reusable component library that allows you to browse through a library of components and only install what you need and use it effectively. A good way to explain this would be to just show it to you. So, this is an example that they have on their site. This is a dashboard. Now let's say that you would want to build a dashboard like this with simple prompting. Well, in that case, it would easily take you upwards of about 400k tokens in output. But it can actually be done in less than, like, 10k tokens if you use ShadCN, because what you can do is just install these components via ShadCN in your project and just reference those components in there. But that's enough talk. Let's do some practical. But before we do that, let me tell you about NinjaChat. NinjaChat is an all-in-one AI platform where, for just $11 per month, you get access to top AI models like GPT-4o, Claude 3.7 Sonnet, and Gemini 2.0 Flash, all in one place. I've been using Gemini for quick research, but what's really cool is their AI playground, where you can compare responses from different models side by side. Their mind map generator is a game changer for organizing complex ideas as well. The basic plan gives you 1,000 messages, 30 images, and 5 videos monthly, with higher tiers available if you need more. Use my code KING25 for 25% off any plan, or KING40 yearly for 40% off annual subscriptions. Check the link in description to try it yourself. Now, back to the video. So, how should you use it? Now, it might seem a bit complicated at first to use, but trust me, it is not, especially with Gemini 2.5 Pro and Context 7. So, first of all, let me explain to you how you should set up ShadCN and how you should use it manually. This way, you'll know how it works exactly and how it functions. So, first of all, just initialize a Next.js project as you do. Or if you use T3 like me, then just do that. Now, initializing ShadCN is simple. You will just need to run the npx ShadCN init command, and this will ask you some stuff. Just hit enter, and it will get initialized. Now, it's initialized, and to add a component to your project, you can go to anything that has ShadCN components. There are multiple repositories which host their own ShadCN components that you can use. Like, there's the main ShadCN UI library, which has a ton of components, or there's also Tailork, which hosts a ton of them as well. But let's stick with the main ShadCN library. So, here, you can see a ton of components that you can use. Let's select this accordion option. This is a basic accordion. So, to add this to the project, just copy this command and run it, and in just a bit, it will get added. The components you install are not like something that is fetched from a CDN or something. It's all local, and you can even edit it because you can see the component you just added in the SRC folder. Here, you'll see the components folder, which has the accordion stuff, and you can even edit it or make your AI coder edit it to make it look according to your needs. You can see the usage snippet on how to use it here, and if we just paste it here and then run it, then you can see that the component works and everything, which is awesome. There are a ton of them here that you can use, but you wouldn't want to do it locally, right? So, making it work with your AI coder basically requires just some custom instructions. So, in your rules file, just keep these rules. Ask it to always use ShadCN components where applicable. Also, ask it to use context 7 to find applicable components and practices if it doesn't know about one. It can also use Serper and fetch for it as well. If the user provides a URL for a component, then use the fetch tool to scrape it and use that. I also ask it to maintain a list of ShadCN components that it has used up until now so that it knows when not to reinstall an already installed component and tries to use the components that already exist, for which new ones are not required. So, this is also cool. Now let me show you how this works. So, I'm going to ask it to build me a portfolio that is simple. What you'll see is that it will automatically initialize ShadCN because in this project, I don't have that initialized. So, it will just get it initialized, and what you'll see is that it will start to install some components. You can see that it doesn't use the context 7 MCP or anything. Well, it's because I'm using Gemini 2.5 Pro, and it is actually really good at ShadCN because it knows all the components and everything, which is kinda great, and it is really great for this. But anyway, you can see that in just a bit, it gets done, and now it has finished. So, you can see that it used it, and now if we have a look at it by running it, then this looks pretty good. It is looking good, and has the basic one-shot generation stuff, and we can also change the theme, and it performs well. This is all in one-shot generation, which is kinda cool. For comparison, I also generated one without it, and it generated this, which looks good, but not as good and professional looking as the first one. It doesn't have the light and dark theme, and as this will start to grow, it will start to get even worse, because it won't follow a systematic design and stuff. This ShadCN thing also comes in handy for smaller models like Flash, which can use it to generate some better design rather than without it, and that's how it basically works. It has a ton of components, and it will just fetch and use whatever it wants, or you can also give it a link of one, and it can use that. However, there are two more things that I want to talk about. So, if you use V0, then you can actually build components there, and then use those components as components. You can also use the community generations as well. So, let's say that I built this one. What we can do is just hit the download option, and it will give us a component add command to use. We can just give it to our AI coder, or run it ourselves, and use this as a component just like we do. So, this is also a cool option to use. But, there's another thing, and that is the ShadCN Registry MCP. This is an MCP tool by ShadCN themselves. Now, ShadCN has a thing called registry. Registries are basically a group of components that you can put in a JSON schema and manage the components you use more effectively. So, if you build custom components by hand or with V0 and want to share them with others, then it comes in handy as you can just host it and give others a URL of your registry, and then they can use your registry's components as well. This is also the same thing that multiple third-party ShadCN component libraries also use to serve their components. Anyway, their new MCP server now allows you to take a registry and give it to your coder to reference. Currently, the third-party component sites are adapting for it, and all of them haven't yet adopted it correctly. But one of the options that I really like and works well is Animate UI. It is a third-party ShadCN components library. It is focused on animated components. But anyway, we can take the MCP setting for it here. The ShadCN MCP works like this. It's just the registry URL that changes here based on what registry you use. You can even use something like V0 to generate components related to your theme, and put it in a registry and supply it through here. Anyway, just put it in whatever coder you want to use and then save it. Now it should work. So I have this another Next.js app, and I'm going to ask it to use the Registry MCP to build me a portfolio web app. Now it just goes ahead and initializes the registry and then uses that. Then it just installs a bunch of components, and it's now done. So if we run this, then this works pretty well. I mean, it doesn't look as good, but it has the fancy Animate stuff, which is awesome, and I asked it to only use components from that. So it just used that, but you'll want to use it in correct proportions for the best results. I really liked this whole thing, and I have been using it, and it's actually really useful. That's why I thought to talk about it. It's really very awesome. Overall, it's pretty cool. Anyway, share your thoughts below and subscribe to the channel. You can also donate via Super Thanks option or join the channel as well and get some perks. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.